Well, it's a little hard. We kind of banged up. Dante hasn't practiced much, so that has really slowed, our progress. Jermaine's been out since last Thursday, so hopefully they'll be ready to go a little bit on Monday. But two leading scorers have been out here for a while. Mookie's been out the whole time with his ankles. So our numbers, aren't what they should be. So I think it's slowed our progress a little bit. But the guys who have been healthy have been working at it. We've made progress, but we got a long way to go. And, we got a lot of things to get ready here in the next 4 practices to get ready for Georgia.
Jackson a short-term thing?
I hope so. We're doing some checking tomorrow, but he just yesterday didn't feel right, so doing some checking, and we'll see here in a day or two.
Was Mookie's surgery recent? Because initially it said hopefully sometime in November.
Yeah, no, we hoped that we wouldn't have to have surgery, and we saw a few specialists, and the consensus was to have surgery. So I'm not sure how many weeks ago it was, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think. And so we're looking probably at mid-December, somewhere.
What are your thoughts of the opener? Man, that you've got a former Georgia player, so he knows a little bit about their system. But
well, they got a lot of new guys. I think they got 5 freshmen, 5 transfers. So I think they only got 3 guys back and 10 new guys. So they did score 99 yesterday against Eastern Kentucky in an exhibition game. So and Eastern Kentucky's supposed to be pretty good. So that's a lot of points. I'm not sure we could score 99. We're playing a 60-minute game, so we're going to have to really get defensively, back and put our defense together. Obviously, their transition must have been pretty good to score 99. So we have to put some things together before Monday.
What does the makeup of an ideal defensive game for this team look like for you guys? It seems like you have a lot of kind of smaller guards and a couple bigger guys in the middle.
Yeah, well, it just depends. Our numbers last year when Dante was on the floor, were better. Then he clogs up the middle a little bit, gives us some presence. When Nate's out there, he can block a few shots. We don't really have any other shot blockers to protect the rim, so we got to have those 2 guys out there. I think we're going to have to change up defenses. But our wings, aren't as big and physical as some of the previous years that we've had. So they're going to have to use their quickness and get after some people and hopefully get some hands on some balls, make some plays.
Is there a trade-off for you guys on that on offense? Like, is this going to be a fast team for you guys?
Well, we do need to push the ball. Jackson is quick, he's quick, Jesse can handle it some. So we do need to push the ball. We don't want to get set up too much, without Dante especially in the half court. We'd like to get it pushed a little bit better. Dante changes things when he's in the game, but we do need to push it with all those little guards.
Jackson able to embrace the point guard role full time?
No, he's been doing okay. He's been doing okay. He's used to having the ball in his hands all the time. And he's got to learn to, give it up, get it back a little bit more. But no, he's trying to guard, he's trying to rebound. He's done a good job. He's played hard. Like I said, he's got to learn to play without the ball in his hands. For his high school team, he's dribbling around all the time, and that's something we've got to move the ball a little differently than that.
Is that pretty common for a high school player?
Yeah, a lot of times it is. They're used to just dribbling around and trying to get a shot, and we're going to need a lot more ball movement than that, and so it takes a little bit of an adjustment.
You said last month that you thought this could be a better 3-point shooting team. Have you seen evidence of that this past month?
It's been inconsistent. There's been times we've shot the heck out of it in practice. Been times where we haven't shot it well. So consistency is a big concern with that. We're probably not going to shoot it as well as we did in 1920 with Peyton and Mathis and those guys, but I think we have an opportunity to shoot it better than we did a year ago. Guys have put time in, and so I sure hope we do anyway.
Who is your most consistent shooter at this point?
Brennan's probably been our best in practice. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. He missed a lot of games last year fighting those ankles. So hopefully he can stay healthy, but he shot it well. Jackson shot it okay. Jesse shot it okay. Carrio's been a little inconsistent. Bam's been a little inconsistent, but KJ can shoot a little bit. Nate can shoot a little bit. So we got a couple bigs who can spread the floor. But they all need to keep working. I mean, there's, shooting's one of those things you can never shoot the ball too much working out. I mean, I don't ever heard a coach say, well, he's spending too much time extra shooting the ball. You gotta get in there and shoot it.
Have you guys changed anything about the work you're doing shooting since last season, or is it as simple as guys just getting shots out?
I think it's pretty simple. You gotta spend time at it. There's no magic wand. There's no shortcut. Footwork, balance, those things, the fundamentals are still got to be there, but you got to get in the gym. Confidence is preparation. If you're not prepared, you're not going to be confident no matter what. If you're prepared, you put the time in, that's usually a pretty confident ball player. And so preparation is confidence, and if they're putting the time in, they'll shoot it with confidence. If they don't, then they're hoping it goes in.
Dante hasn't known that way.
I mean, we've had a number of guys. Jermaine's been in the gym a lot, shooting it. Key's done better. Jackson's, in there shooting it. So no, as a group, they've done a better job. I know I haven't had to kick anybody out for shooting too much, but we have had a group of guys that have worked much more diligently through the spring, summer, and fall than we have. So I'm optimistic there.
Given that you guys have a few less of those big wings than some other years, what does a guy like Kwame have to do early in this kind of stretch to show you that he's deserved of some playing time early?
Well, like a lot of freshmen, he just got to be a lot more physical than what he is, and we'll play him some at the wing, but mostly he's going to be a forward for us. Until he gets a lot more comfortable on the perimeter. Smaller players are getting under him, making it awfully difficult. So we'll probably play him a lot more at the 4, maybe even some 5, depending on how Dante comes along.
The big picture, Dana, like you talked about, ball movement, health, obviously those are things that help win games. But in the big picture, what do you think it's going to take for this team to get this program back to the tournament come March?
A degree of toughness, competitiveness that, for whatever reason, I don't think we've shown the last couple of years. We blame it on health, and that was part of it. But we just got to get more competitive. We've got to get tougher. We do have to stay healthy. We're not so deep and experienced that we can afford to lose the guys. Dante was our leading scorer last year. He's an all-conference player last year. He's going to preseason this year. We've got a chance to be player of the year. We need him. We need Jermaine healthy. He was our second leading scorer last year. And so we need him healthy. Keyshawn's got a lot of experience. Brennan's got experience. Nate has got experience. So we need those guys to be healthy. And the other guys coming in, I think they're competitive. We're not as big at certain spots as we've been in previous years that we've had good ball teams. So they're going to have to make up with it with a little grind and a little grit and again, just a competitiveness, a chemistry with the team that some of our other teams have really benefited from and used to advance, not only in the conference but in the tournament. And if we're going to get back, there's got to be a camaraderie. There's got to be a cohesiveness and a toughness that gets us back there.
Do you see the signs of that in camp right now?
It's been there, but it's been inconsistent. And I tell the guys that, heck, it's not about tricking them. It's about, fellas, this is where we're at. This is what we got to do. We have had successful teams here. are the areas that we think we need to improve on to be one of those successful teams. And now it's just a matter of getting it done, and again, it's a little tough. Like today, we had Jackson out, Jermaine out, Dante out. Those are 3 guys we plan on playing. Then Nate twisted an ankle, he's out. So a little hard, to finish the practice. Got this card where what we're supposed to do all day and had to make a few adjustments, just didn't have the guys to do it. So that makes it tough on our staff just to make the progress we need to make. But, basketball is a little different. You got 12 guys on scholarship and got some walk-ons that are doing a great job. Need those 12 guys, 10 guys to practice,
When the season ended, I asked you about the staff and numbers and stuff. How have you gone about filling not filling either the executive director role or I know you're permitted now 5 full assistants. I don't think you have all 5. So just how and why you got to the numbers you got to the staff this year.
No, we can have myself, the 3 full-time assistants, and then 2 others on. So we can have 6, and we've got 6 coaches on staff.
Oh, you got the 6?
Well, Scott has been with us. So yeah, we got 6 coaches. We got plenty of guys. There's just one of the administrative positions, I didn't fill for this next 6 months, and we'll just see how things go. But we've got all the full-time coaches, got everybody on the road, and we got the 6 coaches we can have on the field.
How has Mike Menega grown as a coach for you guys? I mean, just the continuity of having him on your staff for so long. What's that doing?
No, he's done a good job. He's enthusiastic. He's really good in individual workouts. He's been a big part. I think this is his 10th year going into. So he's done a good job. He works hard. He's enthusiastic in practice. Got a lot of energy. So he's done a really good job.
What's kept him in that spot for 10 years? I mean, you guys have had a lot of assistants come and go. What's stuck with him?
I don't know. Head coaching jobs are hard to get. And the guys that have been really experienced. Stub got one. Crutch. So those guys were really experienced, and you got to be a little lucky. And so he'll get his opportunity. He keeps working hard. We got to win. That's a big part of it. You don't see many assistants hired from staffs that aren't in the NCAA tournament. We haven't been there the last 2 years, so we're doing everything we can to get back. And NIL's changed everything, and transfer portal is time of change, and now next year we're changing conferences. So a lot of moving parts going on.
Big Ten said you'd have at least a draft format of next year's schedule of what it might look like. Do you have a preference of 20 games, and if it's go to like a 3-14 where you double up everyone on the West Coast or not?
Do you think they care what I think?
They're supposed to include you, allegedly.
I don't think they'll care what I think. I think 20 games is plenty for conference, because if they raise it to 21 or 22, that just means another road trip for us. So, I think 20 is fine. We'd like to play the 6 games against the West Coast schools just to save a little travel. I look at the numbers, and we're going to take 5 or 6 cross-country trips, maybe 7, depending on the schedule and how they break it down. I don't know what they'll decide, but, my preference would be 20 games.
3-14, 6, the home on the West Coast.
Yeah. And then you still have 14 games, which means 7 East, so you're looking at 3-4 road trips there, and then the conference tournament, another road trip. So you're looking at least 5, maybe 6 trips, but I think 20 games is enough. And, I give us, it's still only, 11 non-conference games, and you play an exempt tournament, either 2 or 3 games. It doesn't leave you many opportunities for development games or, I want to play Oregon State, and still like to play some of the other schools in the conference, the Pac-12 if they'll play us. So we'd like to work out, playing one at home, one on the road, each year, just to keep some of those things going. So, but again, we're the new guys on the block, and I'm not sure our input is going to be all that much what they're looking for, but that would be my preference. So, all right, guys, we'll see.